Want to add a boho touch to your decor? Then this easy macrame feather wall hanging tutorial is just what you need. Here from Bochiknot, and in this video I'll be going over a quick and easy macrame feather wall hanging. If you're short on time and materials, then this is the perfect project. Not only is this a quick project to make, but also if you have a bunch of shorter scrap cords laying around, then this is the perfect project for that as well. I'll also be throwing in some tips on how to keep your fringe looking nice and fluffy when hung up. So make sure you watch all the way through to see what those tips are. And with that said, let's jump right in. For this project, I will be using scrap cords that I have in 3mm buttercream color. I have them in various lengths. Some are a little shorter, some are a little longer. Shorter ones are perfect for making the feathers. Longer ones are perfect as the anchor cords for my project. Now, as for the other materials, you will need a 2-inch wooden ring. This is similar to any plant hanger ring that you would typically use. And then you will need some large hole beads as well. These are approximately 60 millimeters in diameter. So from the top to the bottom of the bead, the hole is approximately 6 millimeters, which is perfect because we will be threading through 2 strands of 3mm cords through the holes. To begin, we are going to take a longer strand of cord at about 90 centimeters long, folded in half. And we're going to thread it through the bottom of the ring for a lark set knot. So threading it through, take the ends through the loop, and then pull on the ends to tighten. We're going to work with the larger feather first so that we see how it sits at the bottom, and then we're going to add the top layer, which is going to be a shorter feather, on top. So before we start making the feather, I'm just going to thread through a few large hole beads. So taking one of the beads, we're going to thread both cord ends through. Now, if your cords are fraying at the ends and it's kind of hard for you to weave them through, you can tape the ends together, and then using the taped part, you can easily thread through the bead. We're going to repeat this 2 more times for 2 more beads underneath. To begin the feather, we're going to be using several strands of 19 to 23 centimeter long scrap cords. So taking the first strand of cord, we're going to make a double half hitch knot with the 2 vertical cords as anchor cords. So placing the cord underneath, we're going to place it so that there's about 40% left on this side and 60% left on the right side. Using the right end as the working cord end, bring it over, under, and then again over, up top, and through the loop on the right. And then we're going to match the ends together, pull up top to tighten. Then we're going to shift the knot up. And so now we're going to take a second strand of cord and repeat the same thing underneath. Now we're going to repeat this several more times underneath until you reach your desired length and approximate shape of the feather you like. Now I'm going to repeat this several more times. I'm not sure how many double half hitch knots just yet, but once I come back here, I'll let you know. And here is what I have so far for this first feather. I've made a total of 26 double half hitch knots, so 26 short strands of cords with double half hitch knots in the middle. We're not going to finalize this feather just yet. We're going to add the top smaller feather. We're going to make that one first before we comb through and trim and shape the feathers. So taking a 70 centimeter strand of cord, we're going to thread it through the ring for a lark set knot. And then we're going to thread it a bead through the 2 vertical cords. Because we do want this feather to not only sit up a little higher, it's also going to be a little bit shorter. And so now, using our shorter strands of cord, we're going to make some double half hitch knots. Placing the cord underneath, leaving about 40 and 60. So the longer end, wrap it around underneath, take it over top, and through the loop on the right. Now before we tighten, mash the ends, and then pull on the ends to tighten. Then shift the cord up. And now we're going to repeat this underneath for as many times as you'd like, but I'd like to stop once we reach about the halfway point of the large feather. Okay, so now that the second smaller, shorter feather is complete, you just want to make sure that you have them overlapping nicely so that once you do comb through and trim the feathers, it is how you want it to look. Now, if you do want to comb through and trim the feathers as is, you can, and leave these intact until the very end so that you can see how it looks like and make any last minute adjustments if need be. So now I'm going to take my fringe comb and I'm going to comb through the fringe. The great thing about this cord is that it combs through super easy and it's nice and fluffy. It doesn't really curl. It stays fairly straight, which is great. So we're gonna comb through and then we're just gonna trim slightly so that they're even. Like that, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. This is what the feather looks like, and now we're gonna do the same thing with the smaller feather here. Okay, so once both feathers are complete, this is what they should look like. I think the length of the leaves are nice. This one sits nicely right above and it's slightly shorter, so you can see that feather pretty nicely. And then you can also see how fluffy and long the feather is at the back. So if this is the case, we can now trim off the anchor cords and then comb the rest of the fringe. So to do that, at the bottom here, I'm gonna keep it a little bit longer. And then same thing with this one, a little bit longer. And then now comb through anchor cords. Now to blend them in together so that looks nicer. You can trim it diagonally on both sides. And now we're complete with this very simple feather wall hanging. Now, if you want to hold the fringe in place better, I would spray a stiffener on. A fabric stiffener or hairspray works lovely. All you have to do is just spray the hairspray on, comb it through, and it should hold its shape while hung up on the wall. And there you have it, our simple and quick macrame feather wall hanging tutorial. You can hang this up on your wall as decor, or you can even use this as an add-on onto a larger project. I would love to see your guys' Bochiknot inspired creations. Make sure you tag me at Bochiknot on Instagram so that I can see them. It's almost October, so that means the holiday season is just around the corner. I want to hear from you guys what you guys want to see for projects this coming holiday season. Give me your ideas and suggestions in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.